everybody, thank you for joining me today. So today's video we're going to be doing the weekend challenge. It was actually the first weekend of this month, but we were doing this sketch right here, and you can of course do it either as a double layout or a single page layout, and I'm going to do mine as a single page with the page title. So for the video purposes, I've zoomed in on just that side and put it up in the top left here. So these are the papers I'm going to be using, and I have everything kind of already planned out. And I've trimmed down this page here. I'm using oh my god, I just forgot the lady's name. Vicky Booten. Lord Jesus. Paper collection, and I use my punch to create the top of the paper there to make it look like it was torn out of a notebook. And now I'm just going to start layering and putting down my pieces. What I like about these type of layouts is that they're more flat in the sense that it's quick and easy. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you just want to be able to lay something down, add your photo, and have it be, you know, pretty and look nice in your album. You know what I mean? You don't want to have to do all the mixed media, the paste and all that kind of stuff with the sprays. Sometimes you just want to keep it simple, you know? And so that's what my goal is with this particular one. I thought the colors and the papers were really pretty, and I had fun using some of the embellishments. So what I did was I picked 3 sheets, and I'm using obviously the brown one as the main, and then the 2 papers I'm using to have for the strip on the side. This green color here is the back side of the paper that looks like the ledger. So where I cut the did the frayed part on the top of the sort of like the ledger paper. The other side of that is that tealy, almost like a tealy blue. So I'm using that as part of the strip. So when you have double-sided paper, I would definitely, don't be afraid to use the same paper multiple times in a sketch, because they're meant to go together. You know what I mean? So you don't have to worry about, oh, well, is this gonna clash? It's not, because it's gonna go, because that's the intent of the paper collection. Most of the times the idea is so that all the papers do work together in some capacity. So you can see here that same pattern, and we're just going to lay down this page. Now this is really a benefit for someone like me. I don't like to journal. It's not my favorite thing to do. I just like making the layouts and have them look pretty, like but I understand how it's supposed to be reserving a memory. I get that. My thing is I really just don't like my handwriting. So having this ledger where you have the lines already in it and you can, you know, follow and use them easily, that's what I would suggest. I would do that, put little note cards, things on it that'll help, you know, make your writing feel better or look better on the project, or hide it. You could do that too. So I just put the photo on top of some vellum, and it's not the super flimsy, yet it's not like overly strong vellum either, but I just wanted to kind of tear it up, give it a little bit of interest. And then I'm laying everything kind of back down to try to figure out, okay, so where is everything going to go? So I have this ephemera, the chipboard stickers, or chipboards, yeah. I think the sticker book. There's a lot of accessories. And so I knew I wanted to use some of these banners, since we have the banner on the sketch itself. Now, I know it's probably going to look like my banner is a little bit too small in scale, but my photo is smaller. They on the the sketch itself, they have a full 4x6 photo. Mine has been cut down. I want to say it's 3x4. And so I'm just trying to have the similar line and have it work with the size of the photo that I'm using, which is kind of how I feel. So now I'm going through some of the ephemera pieces. And what's really interesting with the ephemera pieces is, let me tell you, these things are huge, okay? There are some that are so big, it's like, okay, yeah, not for this project. And they will have a place in a project, just not on this particular one, only because it's just, yeah, way too big. So I go into the smaller ones, and those are more manageable. So I grab some leaves and flowers for this side, and then I was gonna add a flower and some leaves at the photo too, and I'm gonna put some down, but you'll see as we go, I wind up changing it slightly. And what I'm doing there, that's just some wax paper that I'm putting the sticker down on, because I don't want it to stick down on the project yet. And I'm just trying to keep it, protect it. And you can do that with your words, your like thickers, your anything that you don't want to put down. I would put it on a piece of wax paper, and then that way it allows you to move it around and you can figure out where you want to put it. You can also use press and seal. I know some crafters have that in their stash. So whatever you have that's pretty see-through, you can kind of put the sticker down and then pull it back up. You need to have that kind of resistance. You can't really use vellum because the sticker will stick to it, and then unless you plan on fussy cutting it off of the vellum, then it's not worth it. So behind the photo, I'm going to put a piece of fun foam. I've put double-sided tape on the back. And I always put a little bit of glue. And then we're going to attach it to the photo. And I do it that way because it has adhesive on one side. And to me, I think that's easier to put down on the actual project. I don't know why, but that's in my mind. I love the fact that because it has that full coverage of sticker, and I still put glue on it as well to guarantee that it has good adhesion. So now I was trying to build up like a little cluster here with the sticker, and it's got flags hanging down, but I decided, okay, I'm going to put it slightly underneath, put a little bit of the glue on the sticker as well because I want it to stay. Because sometimes the sticky back isn't really as strong as you want it to be. All right. So we're going to put that down, and then we're going to start layering our different flowers and embellishments that we have picked out. And I like to plan when I'm doing my layouts. A lot of times when I'm doing it on film for you guys, I pretty much have an idea of what I want and where I want to put stuff. I might not have picked out the pieces yet, but I have an idea based off the collection that I'm using. But there are times where it's hard, like I'm doing the video and I'm thinking to myself, nobody wants to sit here and watch me try and go through 100 bazillion things and figure out what to put on this layout. But what it does, and what I realized later, is that it shows you guys it takes time to figure these things out. We want them to look a certain way. We want them to be pretty. We want it to look nice. So it's going to take time, okay? I like to do little clusters of things. So I was using some of the round chipboard pieces. I put down a couple of the stars, and then I was like, you know what? I want to put some butterflies because that'll make sense with the flowers. And what I'm doing here is trimming out the white, so that way all I have is the yellow part of the butterfly. And you can do that with the stickers, anything, if you're not liking the border. The rest of these I'm putting down with the border because really for me, I didn't care if it had the border. I just wanted to show you other options of what you can do with your stickers. And then I'm putting down a couple of more of the sticker flowers. I'm using some of the smaller stars that are on the sticker sheet. And I like to do little clusters with the stars. So there's these here, and then I believe I'm going to have more on the other sticker sheet. And we'll put that down as well. And I wanted to use some of the phrases. So this one I wind up putting up at the top. And then one of the black ones I think I use across the middle. And I get that from a sticker sheet too. Yep, I get it from this one. Okay, so I'm going to put down a few more. This is the white stars. And they have a little bit of a iridescent quality to it, which will help with the other stars. And then I'm looking at the sentiments there, and I'm just going to put it straight across. And it's going to wind up covering the today, but I'm okay with that. And then I'm going to lay it straight down there. And I looked and I was trying to think, you know, what else can I put on here? But then a part of me was like, okay, I think I'm done. So I'm going to put it to the side. And the only other thing that I have that I really want to do, and that is splatter. To me, that ends it off. I used to do things like put sequins on stuff to kind of be the finishing touch. And on here, the sequins would have worked. That definitely would have been okay. But I liked, since I didn't do a mixed media background, I figured the splatter would be a nice final touch. So I'm just looking for my third color. I was thinking the black, white, and I guess I did, yeah, and some gold. So we're going to cover up the photo. And you can always do layers of your splatters. So if you wanted to, before you started putting, you know, your photos and taping everything down, you could do some splatters, and then at the end do a few more. You can do it that way. I tend to do mine at the end if I'm not mixed media, the background. Because what I like about when you don't do the mixed media, so like there's no gesso, there's nothing on the paper, it takes it less time to dry, and it goes, because the fabric or the paper sucks it up, you know what I mean? So it dries a lot quicker, so I can do more layers in a faster time than when I do the gesso, because the gesso makes it kind of sit on top for a minute. So now I'm taking my date stamp, and I can't remember the exact date that I took this picture with my friend, so I just decided to put the date in which I did the layout itself. Excuse me. So I'm using some Versaclear ink, and I always like to test it to make sure everything's lined up and it looks good. And I'm sorry there was a little bit of glitch there, but I did stamp the date, and then I just put a little bit of journaling up at the top where I wrote down, you know, me and who it was, and then it was the first time that we met in person. So here are the close-ups. And I just want to say thank you guys for joining me. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and share button. And make sure you go over to Scrapbooking with Me on the Facebook. They have weekend challenges every weekend of the month. Usually at the beginning of the month is always a sketch, and then the next weekend is the color challenge. So thank you guys, and I hope you have a great day.